Hey there, welcome to the Mixed Format Golden Age Now channel. In today's installment, we got some various alternative perspectives on leadership. We are going to do a new installment, book versus Bible, my book versus the Bible. And we have an outro song connected with threads of the spiritual war throughout this installment. The outro song today is going to be the Great Freeget. Let us get started. First, a glimpse to the back of the van. It's pretty cluttered. Not cluttered, just a lot of stuff. Can't call a van dweller a hoarder because they don't have much space. It's a little complicated. I got to move stuff to the front for sleeping. And so sometimes we're doing installments from the driver's seat here. We're going to get started with Moonshot Wee. A little more volume. I have had enough of this life as I've been living in. I need to release the past and rock here my moonshot with new energy, drive propulsion. Moonshot me, moonshot vibrations, the best version that we can be for the Earth's elevation. Moonshot different cryptos, yeah, that's cool too. But the stress of the ups and downs of volatility was getting to me. Remember the more powerful incentive ways, the capacity to contribute positively to the shifting days. My life I can save, and I can contribute to yours. Moonshine me, best version I can be, best version I can be, sets me free. Moonshot crypto, yeah, that's cool too. The moonshot, who we are is even better. Boom, bass trombone. Boom, 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 bass trombone. With the bass trombone. Just days back, we had the incident with Trump's survival, and a lot of us reckon that it was a divine happening. I would say his protection. There was a divine aspect to that. I have two write-ups here for the teleprompter. Well, the screen of the laptop. We're gonna get to the Trump leadership reference, some different leaders, different leadership elements. Today, in different places, I heard people commenting negatively about the world, once directly to me. I overheard it keeps getting worse in the world, and directly to me, it's crazy out there. If one only gets mainstream media, there are sticking points for many people, for many ways of thinking about the world. People get stuck with that mainstream narrative. The core of Golden Age Now is to help establish widespread awareness that we live at the end of the old world and the beginning of the new. My book lays this out in broad and essential clarity. We have the opportunity to build new Earth, though a battle is underway for such, indeed a great climax, to a long spiritual war, long waging in realms near and far, in our galaxy and beyond. Before we get to the first installment, a book versus Bible, my book versus the Bible, perhaps we'll do some other books as well in time. For relevance in today's world, you too can decide the winner. Some unusual commentary on Trump and more. Days ago, we had Trump's fateful survival. I remember that note. I too feel this was divinely so. The lawfare he has been subjected to boosted his popularity, surely this will have the same effect. Though in some ways, I see Trump as an important and major half step out from an evil establishment. RFK Jr. has more to offer in this regard, in my estimation. Many don't like or don't trust RFK Jr., yet cannot speak with any degree of knowledge upon any of his postures, nor of his stellar career. Those familiar with RFK often give him the nod in capacity to outperform either Trump or Biden in debate and assumedly beyond. Hence, some corrupt media establishment and more that keep them away from direct contact within a public arena. With so much polarization between Trump and Biden camps, RFK Jr. could be an incredibly unifying presence. Before we proceed, it is compelling to note that the Trump assassination attempt was allowed. Military critics have noted that it was an inexplicable lack of security coverage and videos, and witnesses have emerged claiming that the gunman was spotted for several minutes by a civilian presence, yet this was left unacknowledged. Peace be with America and our earth in these times. A moment, if you will. Peace upon her. Peace upon her. Peace within ourselves. I have a little note in a cubby over here. That peace within allows us to create peace without. RFK could be such a unifying leader, systemic game changer that connected with his career experience as an attorney, he could unravel the corporate control of U.S. regulatory agencies, and this is essential to his platform, in addition to being a unifying force for the challenged divisions that exist within societies, different parts of the world, America in particular. Trump, a half step, and RFK, a full one? Regardless of who was in office, it is fine time for a populist uprising, for people of many stripes, that we elect to govern ourselves. Power has long been overly centralized, and the common person has had no say in how society is structured. All classes and creeds is how the rainbow warriors are characterized by the Hopi prophecy. People who, when the earth was ravaged, would help make the earth green again. And indeed, we live in prophetic times. Now, for the first installment of Book versus Bible, and it occurred to me moments ago, neither book is ready to go, but they are in the vicinity. We will be right back. This is a better angle, more so eye to eye, than looking down, looking up. I don't really see myself as being above or below people, more so on somehow equal footing, which is at least where we are going to as a society, and also a great place to be communicating from. Dear viewer, as a person, a soul and body, I respect and love you and your right to choose. However, big picture understanding has been hidden from view upon earth. So have we even had true freedom of choice? I mean no disrespect to you as a person, though I cannot respect a belief system that I deem harmful to our society. I see a difference between respecting people and respecting belief systems. Person has a right to choose, but the belief system, if it is harmful to society, I do not respect the belief system. Here is an unusual posture to consider whether you are Christian, atheist, or otherwise. I'm a great fan of the teachings of Jesus, and I see Jesus and Christianity as being very different from each other. So much so that most, but not all, Christians entirely miss the point of his life. For example, most Christians have zero understanding of the 20 or so years of Jesus' life missing from the Bible. And as I understand, this was the most important part of his life for relevance both then and now. Perhaps in future installments, we'll foster greater understanding of this great yet highly censored collection of writings. Highly censored at the Council of Nicaea of 325 AD. Prior to that, I'm certain that little or nothing was lacking. It was yet pure and uncorrupted. As a work of history, the Bible can be robust if understood, and there are certainly plenty of powerful concepts within it as well. However, both regarding historical and conceptual content, in my estimation, it is fully misunderstood by people unaware of the big picture. Thus, I put forth that the broad subject areas of the book that came forth through me has readily greater clarity and obvious benefit to the world of today. Modern day Christianity, as it was recently revealed to me from within, is as though a checkerboard of truth and falsity. Speaking with an inquisitive kid at the pool yesterday, I'm in a community center parking lot now, relaying this concept into our discussion, it occurred to me that the truths are highly bright ones, the falsities greatly dark. And the chapter, some related to this in my book, was inspired to be referred to as Demons in the Dogma, the revelation that came to me during the summer of 2022. It came with the title for the chapter as well, Demons in the Dogma. I also want to acknowledge that some use a devout connection with the Most High and particular passages from the Bible to perform exorcism. My sense is that it is more about the convictions and loving fearlessness of the exorcist than the words. Here we go. Book versus Bible, round one. Who shall win today's round? You two can decide. When I was a child in this life, some years ago, I was gifted with a very weighty, by size, this. I was so excited, and I was so disappointed when this was what came. I unwrapped it. I was pretty disappointed, and beautifully, ironically, whatever, divinely, of all the gifts I received as a child, to my record, as far as I could tell, this is the only one that I still have. Even though I didn't read it often, or I haven't gone cover to cover, I have read a lot of segments in this. I just couldn't throw it away. When I was overseas living in China, I brought this with me every time I was there. And this was in storage for 2 years. I got it out of storage, and it was one of the things I was looking forward to getting out of storage because recently I've wanted to revisit this for a variety of different reasons. And this is going to be a fun way to revisit as well. So here we go. Book versus Bible. And we're gonna do a coin toss with an American toonie. Heads Bible goes first. Tails, what really happened? A tale of two worlds and the path to the golden age. Heads is the Bible. Tails is what really happened. For relevance in the world today. Here we go. Heads the Bible. Tails the book that came through me. Heads on the Bible. Heads on the Bible. It's the Bible. Heads on the Bible. Heads on the Bible. Before we go, I opened this. I put a little. I opened to a few pages in rather, just to see. It's fun to open books and see what you come across. Some people like doing that. And the passage that I read was, "Then the Lord God said, 'It is not good for the man to live alone.'" I spend a lot of solitary time for myself, and I think about this sometimes. It was very interesting that I came upon that. And I love the people that I meet in my daily life, but often I can't converse with somebody for more than 2 or 5 minutes. because of different paradigm, different experiences. But there's like some brotherly, sisterly love, and when I'm out playing music, I enjoy the brief interactions I have. Even when somebody shares money, shares love with me, monetary love, kind words, to me that's like there's an interaction and there's an odd social life to that for me. So here we go. I decided earlier today, at least for today, we're gonna start at about a quarter in. Well, not exactly quarter, but this is where we are too. And I'm feeling to read. So you cried out to the Lord for help, but he would not listen to you or pay any attention to you. Hmm. And for reference, Spirit within me notes that there's a great difference between the God of the Old Testament and the God of the New. And I would say this has got a lot to do with hmm, extraterrestrials in one and the Most High in the other. Contemporary understanding of the Bible today, that is not involved. So, strictly speaking, the text, so you cried out to the Lord, and the Lord would not listen. It's beneficial. It's beneficial in the world of today. So, about a quarter of the way in, a little less. Here we have occasionally, let's go to the beginning of this sentence. I do have a tendency for long sentences. Do my best to abbreviate them. There's a lot of editing. I read this book like 5 times for the editing. Back to 2020. I clearly recall, in the midst of listening to various doctors talking about successful beep beep treatment protocols. Rather, they weren't the beep beep. They were successful treatment protocols. Though these statements were routinely censored by big tech and fully absent from mainstream media. And some didn't lose a single patient to the beyond. In the midst of these successes, I clearly recall some things from PM Trudeau, though the little legacy media exposure I had, which most often came from my CBC Radio 2 music oriented listening, occasionally exposing me to the hourly news. Occasionally, I turned the radio on for such an exposure to potentially significant happenings, including the current state of the narrative. Wow, that's a really long sentence. I need to go back myself. Point of this being, in the midst of listening to various doctors talking about successful treatment protocols, some that didn't lose a single patient, I clearly recall some things from PM Trudeau. And I also know that in this context of that writing, I recall him saying, as others did, no back to normal till everybody gets vaccinated. So we had doctors that were getting censored, different protocols that were working, that were helping people to readily heal, therapeutics. So relevance to the world today. Cry out. I mean, you decide. My bias. It seems the winner today, and then you decide. I'm not saying that this is I'm just letting it speak for itself. Book versus Bible. It seems to me that today's winner is What Really Happened. A Tale of Two Worlds and the Path to the Golden Age, where we reveal the truth. Now, for our outro song, we reveal so much, we establish so much, we proliferate so much well being. The spiritual war has been referenced in today's installment. It will be referenced in a lot of installments. Sometimes the spiritual war, as it exists upon Earth, is characterized as a battle for control of the Earth, deeper control, ironclad control, liberation of the Earth. As I mentioned to that bright kid, smart kid, about 12 years old yesterday, I mentioned to him, he was asking great questions, and I enjoyed Spirit providing great answers that my mind understood to be accurate, to be true. As I mentioned to him, long has this world been ruled by the dark. It is time that's guided by the light. I know you have heard of the great something that rhymes with Freeget. Here we have the Great Freeget. I can bring up the lyrics. It's a new song. Pretty close to having these memorized. And Zwinafly Roo, artist and pen name too. He does create beats too. He does find great enjoyment in making beats and rhyming over such. Okay, I keep the window live action, a little split here. Okie dokie. All right, the Great Freeget. Hmm. Sailing into the open waters of the Great Freeget. We chart our own course, our heart, of course, in spirit, ever near it. And if you're an atheist, you're welcome too. And though it means little to me, perhaps more so to ye. LGBTQT XYZ123 2S plus. Of course you are too, at your race. Like me, we're human for a while. Let's make it a good time for as long as we can. We expand the possibilities with the reduction and elimination of the handler's liabilities and the poverty they enshroud a body, mind, spirit, planet, and race. We turn to grace as we liberate this place and understand who we are, where we are, and that we can go far. It's the Great Freeget, energetic reset, liberty. Better and better and better, because you help make it so. Encouraged and empowered, we make it so. Better and better and better. In what kind of detail? The robustness of crowds creating lush detail from liberty that has prevailed and grows in capacity to beautify our world. Do you see? Blessed be your side of hearing that together with me. The Great Freeget. Ready, set, get free. Sailing into the open realms of the Great Freeget. I'm keen to aboard and abroad in a spaceship. Childhood dreams. Adult life becomes a mingling of the scene. I'm keen to organically farm some too. When I'm on the home world, how will you live? What will you do? How will you build? How will you groove? More discretionary time available. Less work, meaningful time, enjoyable work. Ooh, how we beautify this earth. The handlers of the old world, new world, we give a birth to. The handlers of the old world, they can come too. If they can play nice. The media manipulators, the liberty haters, not much world left for them. That age coming to an end, we expand into the Great Freeget. club banger, perhaps suggesting to. It's a great freeget, energetic reset, liberty. And better and better and better, cause you help make it so. Incorporated and empowered, we make it so. Better and better and better. In what kind of detail? The robustness of crowds created, lush detail from liberty that has prevailed and grows in capacity to beautify our world. Do you see? Blessed be your side of hero that together we be the great freeget. Ready, set, get free. Ready, set, get free.